what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Let's hear it for Julius Alfaro.
Welcome to Saddleback Soccer here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Well, the women beat Santa Barbara earlier today. Once again, they demonstrated why they are ranked where they are ranked. Now it's the men's turn to take on Santa Barbara, who is 0-2-2. Your Bobcats are 1-1-1. And this should be the point where we'll see how good Saddleback is. Yeah, B.J. Nichols, again, the coach for Saddleback, because this is a Santa Barbara team that has not found that rhythm of scoring goals. And boy, howdy, you don't want to be that team that wakes them up and says, this is the day. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if there can be a double dip like last time we were out here against Miracosta here on SportsNetUSA.net. The women won their game. The men came on the field. They played it close to the hat, and then they ended up winning theirs. Let's see if it's back-to-back double dips here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ed Ford, Albert Robles, and the old guy are happy to bring you community college soccer here on Sportsnet, USA.net, and we'll see what will happen today with this team. Well, with both these teams going on, Santa Barbara looking to change their fortune and be able to find some sort of solace and get a victory on the board. The Bobcats looking to go. Again, Alex Zermino, head coach for the women's team, also like BJ, head coach for the men's team. Jamie Alvarado, assistant coach for the women's team, assistant coach for the men's team here for Santa Barbara. So, Alex and Jamie, just like BJ, they do the first game, they do those practices, and then they coach the men's team here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Get the lineups as we go through the day. Santa Barbara in white with red lettering, going from left to right on your computer screen. And the Bobcats in their traditional home color, going from right to left in this first half here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Santa Barbara making a move on the far side. Bobcats take it away. Santa Barbara looking to get it back again. Kicked out. Trying to trap the ball. Couldn't do that. Player goes down. Ortiz, Harris, Gonzalez, Avila, Loera, Vega, Villa, Salisbury, Wilson, and Romero for Santa Barbara. Coming down to the far side was Braden Collins for the Bobcats. Little push, little grab. They say a delayed call on the field. Castaneda, Powers for you, Contreras, Starks, De La Riva, Lukemire, Yaguez, Sherman, Chauncey, Castillo, and Fanos, who will be in goal for your Bobcats. Those are the players that are starting the game. Romero tried to bring it up on the left, couldn't. Not really any threat on that. Contreras sort of just gives an easy little pickup for the goalie. Powers on the far side playing defense. Tries to step in front. Can't. It's a foot race now. Trip in the box. And it's play on. So we've seen that in both the men's and the women's game now. The women's game, they let them play on. Here again in the men's game. Same thing is going to happen. You can hear from the sidelines as Loera, they're yelling at him, turn it and move, turn it and move, which is what he does. Drops it off to Dean Wilson. Wilson across the open mouth of the goal for Santa Barbara. Wilson trying to do something with it, couldn't. Santa Barbara controls it. Bobcats try to clear it. They can't. Be a throw-in for Santa Barbara on the far side of the field. Diego Gonzalez throws it in. Trying to take it down and find somebody with De La Riva. Can't do that. Back in the middle of the field, it goes to Castaneda. Castaneda tries to dribble it up. Thought he got tripped. No call. Far side of the field, they'll bring it up. Santa Barbara again as the shadows start engulfing the field here at Saddleback College. Slow everything down just a little. If you're Santa Barbara. Take it on the far side. That by Dean Wilson. And we're going to have offsides on the far side. Lines judge takes it over. The women's game went very fast. Santa Barbara feeling the defensive pinch that BJ likes to put up there. They take it across, come back, looking to take it back towards the goal. So Santa Barbara's looking to find a way to start things off. Just can't seem to get going. Romero looking for some way to get going. Hands it off to Angel Ortiz. Angel Ortiz clears it all the way on top. Cross at the 8. Over the goal. They had it set up. Jesus Avila had it set up. Diego Gonzalez just missed it. The freshman just had it go over the top of the goal. Nice play by Santa Barbara. And what you do is you see a box trap by Santa Barbara when they get a lone player. That's basically what they're trying to do. Again, nice little play right there by Diego Gonzalez, one of the leading scorers for this Santa Barbara team. Diego takes it up the middle, drops it over to Angel Ortiz. Angel lets it just go right by him. Angel doesn't attack the ball. Jesus Avila was there, 5'10" forward for Santa Barbara. And they'll just roll it back out with David Vila. Handled it for a second. Now the turn. Player goes down. We get a whistle. A little slight trip. So they will move it and keep it going. Quick whistle, quick kick. So what you do is you get to set the ball down. If everybody's set to go, it's like at that red light. You've got that person on your right that just goes into the intersection before the lights change. The referee will say, hey, go back to where you started. You get to leave where everybody else leaves. Take that back to midfield. Going the midfield, and that was Chauncey that tried to get things going. Goes back to the goalie. Looking for Contreras. Goes out. Daniel Contreras. 2 points so far this early season. Got those 2 points off of 1 goal. It's the break. Look in the far side. Nobody manned up on the backside. Staying onside and outraced to get the ball. And here's the thing. You have Gonzalez that is all by himself. He looks like he's making a break on the ball. And you have Powers come in and make the defensive play to go past him, to take the ball away from him, kick it out, to let you play another day. Luke Meyer steps up there. So Angel Ortiz will take the corner. See what Ortiz does with this. Set play goes to the backside of the goal. It's up and over the net. Not a bad play by Santa Barbara. Last bit of sunshine on the far side of the field. Down the field and picked up there by Fanos. Easy little play. Nobody really making an attack yet. Close game. Trapped, looking for somebody to go to. That was Dean Wilson. Giving up. Again, this is going to be a foot race all night with either Gonzalez or Avila. Wilson comes down to help things out for Santa Barbara. Cross, backside, hitter. Fanos in the right position. So a true shot on goal, but he, as the goalkeeper, centered himself in the middle to make the save. And so far, your team, the Bobcats, can't seem to connect on those long kicks that they're trying to get. Again, give and go. In the middle, shot. Fanos gets it off his hands, got to pick it up. And so the attack of Santa Barbara so far is making the defense from the Bobcats be very wary to go upfield and get involved on any offensive sets. Unlike the women who played such good defense, then they're allowed to, like Allison Lozano did, come up from her defensive position and make 2 goals tonight. Tackle taken away on the far side by Santa Barbara. Picked up in the middle one more time. Sherman handles that easily. Gez has it now, takes it to the middle, looking to try to get something to go. Playing a little, you have it, I'll take it. Now shifting from one side to the other, trying to get a break for a runaway. Ball goes out, throw in Santa Barbara. Played 15 minutes in this first half. Pavlovich warming up for the Bobcats. Alexander, 5'8" freshman, normally in as a forward, so we'll see if BJ's going to put him out there because he feels like he needs a better attack. Little grabbing of the jersey, and yeah, it did get called. That was pretty cool. Get a little stretch. If that was in football, Avila would have had a flag thrown on him along the way. Well, you know what? I give it to Avila. I should have given it against. No, it is. It's Avila. Okay. Stretch of the jersey. Whistle blown. Let the ball go by you and then go and attack it. So far, there's been no real cohesive offense by the Bobcats. Nice little sweet move right there by Wilson again. Wilson, just an easy little drop shot in the middle of the field. Trying to get a trailer shot off to Bobcats' bodies. Ricochets out, tries to get it in the air. No way can they take it downfield. Santa Barbara controls it. Romero to the near side of the field. He'll take it back to the goalie. Back over to Wilson. Wilson tries to step around 2. Slide tackle, takes it away. And the Bobcats just sort of fumble it off a foot. Great slide tackle. Contreras just can't control it, and it goes out. For the Bobcats, they just had a chance. Kick across the middle again. Just a little too far for Wilson. Wilson just puts a little too much foot on it for Santa Barbara. And if you watch it as you are on the screen right now, if you watch the team that's in white moving from left to right, that's Santa Barbara, everybody is up on offense except for one individual, and that's Mario Romero, who's staying back deep. And it comes over to Mario. Everybody else is attacking for it. That goes over to Angel Ortiz, trying to look for Wilson. Couldn't find Wilson on the play. Wilson looking to throw it in. Gets it over to Gonzalez. Goes out, so that'll be a goal kick. But if you watch these two offenses at the same time, you'll watch the team in white get everybody on the attack. So far, your Bobcats have not been able to do that here in the first half. Thought we would see a substitution from the far side. Not yet. We do get a substitution here, though, on the near side. Alexander Pavlovich goes in. 5'8" freshman for your Bobcats. Here's the break again. Little dance, little thing. Angel Ortiz takes it down low. Turn. Stolen there defensively. Given back by the defense. So I guess, nobody wants the ball that often. It's like, I'm going to turn and take it. You can have it. I don't want it. Loera gives it up. So, and we get a foul called out there, so take it back and start. Well, Santa Barbara's been the aggressor. Santa Barbara looks like the team that realizes they need to get on the board first. So far, BJ is searching for somebody to find a way to control the ball better and then get it to an open person. Player goes down from behind. That'll stay with the Bobcats. De La Riva gets taken down by his ankles. Really, when somebody rolls over the top. So we'll see if he can hook this towards the goal. Goes to the middle of the box. Coming out quickly to making the save was Arturo, the goalie for Santa Barbara. Stop and go once again. Dean Wilson looking for somebody to break on that. Doesn't get anybody to break on that, and he really thought Jesus Avila was going to continue for Santa Barbara, and he did not. Now we'll see if the attack happens. Middle's there. Hand reached up by Santa Barbara, and they called it an inadvertent handball. And, I've got to say, right about then, I think I would have blown the whistle on Dean Wilson. He stuck his hand up and tapped it with the open palm. That should have been called a handball on Santa Barbara. Dean just says the referee, I was stretching. That's all. Never touched the ball. I was just stretching, trying to, need a little more momentum. Everybody trying to do something. Contreras tries to, but he loses it, goes back. A slip and a fall on the far side of the field. And Luke Meyer was lucky that nobody got past him. So Kristoff just went down when he tried to plant his feet, and they went out from underneath him like the turf is just, a little slick. Pavlovich just can't get to the ball for your Bobcats. Santa Barbara, all of a sudden, you get let in the middle, block, and you just let a player run free across the crease and then stop, turn, and kick it. As you see it here again, just across the middle, great save. Could easily be 1-0 right now. If you just didn't have a goalie that could step up there and do the right thing, that's exactly what happened for your team. So you luck out just a little as Fanos, the freshman, comes up big for you in the first 24 minutes of this half. Know that the alumni is supposed to show up tonight for this game. BJ was telling me it's one of the times that they invite the men and the women alumni from the soccer program through all the years here at Saddleback College. Of course, BJ was making me feel even older talking about that one. Mark, some of them have gotten old. They're 28, 29. Okay, thank you. Little grab of the jersey, nothing called. Slow down a player that's coming at you. And I know Corey Nalen would say, hey, if you ain't trying and they're not blowing the whistle, you know what? Don't worry about it. We'll see. Corner again for Santa Barbara. Couldn't be controlled by the goalie as it went out. So the one soccer ball goes all the way over in the corner. I'm looking to see where the other soccer ball's at. As we get fans down here clapping for players coming in, so that just lets you know that the Santa Barbara fans drove down here. Dylan Moore now in the game for Santa Barbara. Fanos goes down again and makes another save. So he's starting to get peppered in the goal. The offense needs to find a way to get Santa Barbara to back off. Ramos Cardenas comes in the game. So Ramos Cardenas in the game. Castaneda comes out for your Bobcats. Little shoulder punch for Santa Barbara. So 10 players across midfield for Santa Barbara on the attack, and we don't see that from the Bobcats. Normally we see the Bobcats become much more aggressive. I know we saw the same thing from the women in the first half, and they did score that go-ahead goal to be up 1-0. But this is a Santa Barbara team that is searching for that dominant scorer for them. And, if they find somebody tonight that all of a sudden just feels the mojo, you get the mojo going, it's hard to stop. Doesn't matter what the sport is. It can be football. It could be football. It can be water polo. Some of the sports you're currently seeing on Sportsnet, USA.net. Referee looking at his watch. And okay, no stoppage time. We like this. Know the old guy up in the booth likes it too. A whiff defensively. Santa Barbara trying to collect things. Goalie comes over easily and just says, I've got it. Goalie for Santa Barbara, 2.67 goals against. So he's given up a few. So far, he looks magical. Maybe this is the turn. Go to the outside. Drop it in the middle. Can't get it over. Try again. Ball still down. Taken out as defense comes back to bail out the goalie. The ball goes out. And again, this is something that Ed Ford and I saw in the Cyprus game. You look at the backside, nobody is covering anybody coming down. Liam, who's here on the backside, doesn't see the man behind him. He sees the man in front of him. He goes to cover the man in the middle. Doesn't worry about the man on the backside behind him who's running free behind him. So the defense makes sure they need to find those individuals, mark them, and if they must man-to-man on them, they need to do that. Another corner for Santa Barbara. Numerous low-line drive. Punched out. Down the middle. Hopefully somebody's got it. The race was on for a second. Out and throwing again, Santa Barbara. 31 minutes have gone by. And the only real threats have been on your Bobcats. Santa Barbara has had opportunities to take the lead in this game. They have not come through with those opportunities, but again, give me enough chances And eventually, I might even score. Okay. Give Albert a lot of chances. That'll happen then. But don't forget, I'll be there in spirit cheering him on. "32 minutes gone by. Field now engulfed in nothing but shadows. So the temperature on the field has dropped. Players now starting to look to see, no looking up into the sun across the field when it comes out on a pass. You should see what everything's going on. Should be okay with what you need to do. Trying to throw it in there. Once again, getting it over to Braden Collins. Player goes down, quick whistle. A lot of pushing and shoving. Hands go out. I like that when both players reach out and say, hey, I did this. De La Riva says, hey, no problem. As Loera picks him up and says, hey, I'm bad. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. Ramos Cardenas trying to get things going. 2 substitutions, very limited so far for substitutions here by BJ in this men's game. There's a break down the middle, all alone. Goalie comes out, slides for it. Santa Barbara gets the save they need. And so their young freshman steps out. So far, 2.67 goals against. He's looking pretty sweet through the first 33 minutes and very much in control in the goal for Santa Barbara. No one back for your Bobcats. Wilson has it fall on his foot. They take it back to the goalie and restart. So we'll see what happens now here on the break. Wilson takes it down to the right side. Cross, defender. Wilson follows up. Puts it on goal. Fanos comes out. Easy. Ball had an opportunity just sitting there. You couldn't have teed that one up better. And Santa Barbara cannot do anything with it. Here's the break. It's 1 against 2 for the Bobcats. Pavlovich runs by a follow on that. And Santa Barbara counters. See if the game will open up a little more in favor of the Bobcats. And so far, the lead passes haven't found anybody. So that'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats here on SportsNetUSA.net. Ed Albert, the old guy here on SportsNetUSA.net. Roughly 10 minutes to go here in this first half. 0-0. Not anything outstanding. Just doesn't look like anybody's brought a basket of roses to this party. It's more like maybe carnations and tulips. And they're nice. But you're not going to win with them here on SportsNetUSA.net. Alvarez tried to do that across. And once again, they're coming down on the wing. They're coming into the corners. Then they're taking these long crossing patterns for Santa Barbara. Trying to find somebody open in the middle, but when they do, they hesitate on the next initial shot. They dribble 1 or 2 feet. By the time they do that, the defenders are there for the Bobcats. Back door. And it goes out. So substitutions in for Santa Barbara with about 9 minutes to go. Jesus Avila back in the game. Noah Jimenez now in there. Another corner for Santa Barbara. This seems like it's about their 5th or 6th in this first half. Low in. That it wasn't what they were trying to do. Go to the far side this time. In the middle, on the back door. Again, trap it, can't control it. Big kick up over the goal. And so far, if you're a Santa Barbara fan, you will watch your team make these big kicks, and yet they have not been able to control and trap the ball to actually get a foot on it to make a clean kick. Noah Eason comes in now. So Noah comes in. Braden Collins goes out for the Bobcats. Turnover again. Nice little play right there. Down there. By Sidov. All over the field like there's 10 of them is Loera. Just playing outstanding for the team from Santa Barbara. Gustavo just looking great so far out there. 5'10" midfielder for this team from Santa Barbara. We'll see if the men will do like the women. Can they find something here the women did? They made a play. Again, so far for both these teams, when the ball hits the ground and they have to control it, it's one touch and they're losing it. And that's for Saddleback and Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara, who was very much an aggressive offensive team the first 15 minutes, has lost the enthusiasm with the ball right now. And I don't really mean that as a negative, because here comes more enthusiasm right here. Release it, shoot it. You gotta rip it. You can't just unzip it. You gotta rip it. You gotta say, okay, now. And they have not done that in this game. And for the Bobcats, well, they went to a dance, and, you know, right about now, all these men are looking like wallflowers. They can't find that girl they want to put their arms around. That's what's happening out here. And what they have to do is embrace that soccer ball right now and say, okay, let's go to the prom and get it home for a score. Player goes down, slips, and are we going to get a penalty kick, or is that outside the box? It's going to be right outside. The box. So there's conversation going on over there, and they're just waiting for the ball is what they're doing. So if everybody's watching this and you see that over there, they were just waiting for the soccer ball to come back. Maybe a half a foot from being a penalty kick. Ball sets up. The break in the middle, shot blocked in there. Defense for Santa Barbara. Saw the play coming up. Nice call by BJ. Nice setup. Just better defense by Santa Barbara. Shouldn't be any stoppage time in this half. 2 minutes to go. Still there, trying to make a play. One thing they can do is go when they have to. Loopmeyer tried to get something going offensively for the Bobcats. Just missed the foot of somebody breaking. No Jimenez over to Sivdo. Crossing, foot, all alone, goal! You can't just sit in front of the goal and come away with nothing. I think that was Dylan Moore that got the goal there for Santa Barbara. We'll see. So it drops at Moore's feet, if that was Dylan. I believe it was. He turns and just puts it in. Something they have not been able to do all night long. So unofficially, Dylan Moore scored that goal. 1-0. Santa Barbara first on the board. We saw. Santa Barbara would like to get more. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first half. Santa Barbara closes out after a strong performance. They're up 1-0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Just a reminder, afterwards, the after party continues here from the stadium. Ashley Felton to perform the soundcheck at Saddleback. 45 minutes remaining. Go get yourself some tacos, a crumble cookie. It's dinner time.
So we're here at the half on Sportsnet, USA.net. Albert Robles, Ed Ford. The women win their game. They come out strong, play well here at the half. The men, they just couldn't learn the two steps in that first half. And in doing so, they're down 1-0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ed Ford, Albert Robles. Ed, oh, bless you, Ed. I was going to ask you about Saturday night because you got to see Saddleback football play to see how they are and what their offense looked like and their defense. Their next game is going to be at Fullerton College this coming Saturday. Make sure you check the homepage at all the different schools because some of the schools will broadcast their home game. So you will get to see your team play. Make sure and see if Fullerton College is doing that this game against Saddleback. So you got to actually watch that football game here. You were out here with SportsNetUSA.net. You were out here last year. Saddleback had a pretty good football team last year.
Yes, they did.
You know, first time now out of the chute that you got to see him. What was the game like this past Saturday?
Well, another victory for Saddleback. They played very well, kind of broke things open, and ended up with the victory. They played against the Citrus Owls, and they just looked really good most of the game. Got a lot of different players in there. They got a lot of the running backs, different running backs, got a lot of different touches, Mark, and played two quarterbacks during the game. And they kind of excelled at everything and got Citrus in kind of a bad position towards the end where, you know, it was all over but the cheering, so to speak. And, you know, they are continuing their winning ways.
Well, we'll see what happens when they play Fullerton this week. Fullerton ended up losing to Ventura 47-45 in football, so they got some points on the board. So if you're in the neighborhood, stop by Fullerton College, see that game, follow your Bobcats. It's not that far up the road to get to Fullerton College and watch the game. If you can't see it, we'll check the homepage at Fullerton College, the athletic page, and see if they might be broadcasting that home game, and you can watch it there.
Just don't get off at the 91 at the East Street off-ramp. Boy, the road is really bad there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay.
really bad there. We've got some soccer scores for you. The men's scoreboard in the 3C2A, Desert and San Diego Mesa. 0-0 tie this afternoon. Moore Park defeated Compton by a score of 4-1. Cypress and El Camino, another tie game, and that one ended up at 1 apiece. That game was at El Camino. Santa Monica entertained the Fullerton College Hornets. We're just talking about the Hornets. They'll be playing the Bobcats in football. That will be on Saturday. 4-4 tie for the Hornets and the Corsairs in soccer. Norco edged Santa Ana by a score of 4-3. And if you go back 10 years or so, nobody would believe that as a score. Because Santa Ana was very dominant then in men's soccer. I'm not even sure Norco was playing soccer 10 years ago. Elsewhere of our Southern California scores, Irvine Valley They beat Southwestern by a score of 2-1. That was a road game. Also on the road, ELAC. The Huskies over the Bakersfield Renegades. So if you're a Huskies fan or you're a SportsNetUSA.net fan, one of our teams. Fresno City and West Valley played to a 1-1 tie. Hey, that's a Northern California score. What am I thinking? I just don't know my geography.
There you go.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Now, why can't Fresno be in Southern California? I mean, Bakersfield is in the southern section.
Yeah.
And they are north and east of Taft College, and Taft College is in the north. So hey,
yeah.
Why not?
Because a lot of people like going to Bakersfield. Just ask Corey Nalen.
That's true.
He enjoys that trip.
Long Beach and Miracosta, a 1-1 tie between those teams. No score with Taft at Chaffee, so we don't have a score for you there. We should mention that Evergreen Valley shut out Butte 5-0, just because that's a nice name to say, Evergreen Valley. Hancock over Antelope Valley, 1-0. Cerritos and L.A. Pierce, and the Falcons all over the Brahmas by a score of 4-1. Rio Hondo gets shut out by San Bernardino Valley this afternoon. Santiago is at Palomar. We don't have a score for you on that one yet. The game's underway, but no score reported. Santa Barbara, of course, leading our Bobcats, and that's really it for all the Southern California teams in the 3C2A. And as Mark said, football action on Saturday. Your Bobcats will be on the road. They'll be taking on Fullerton College. And if you remember last year, that was a crucial game, and the Bobcats came up with some big plays there at the end of the game. Towards the end of the game, big interception that really sealed things for them. And Fullerton could have used that victory.
Yeah, they could have. And again, they lost to Ventura. We'll see if that hurts them as it goes on. This year, the playoffs are in all three conferences in the North. It's the first and second teams that will make the playoffs. And then the top two teams with the best records and rankings, they get the bye. The other four will play each other. So it's really when it comes down to conference play. It's no at-large where now you're looking at a team that's in second place and you say, oh, that fourth place team really overall looks pretty good, so I'm going to skip the third place team, the second place team, and give it to the fourth place team. It will be the top two teams in each conference. Supposedly.
So
I got to put that in there.
It has changed.
It has changed.
It's a different formula before.
It's a different formula.
It was the three conferences and whoever won the three conferences, and then you had the wild card or at large, whatever we want to call it. The fourth team got in, and there had been some controversies over that over the years, because some people thought that, I'm sure Golden West a couple of times, even last year, thought, hey, wait a minute, we beat RCC. How come we're not in the bowl picture for winning the whole thing? We got to play at one of the other bowls. So that's interesting. I think as long as you have a set way that you're going to do the playoffs that is fair, then maybe I don't absolutely agree with it, but at least it's fair. There's no of the RPI factor, or as you were saying, the famous, well, that fourth place team looks really good. They're a real tough conference, so we're going to let them in, and we don't care if those other teams won their conference or not.
Yeah, and I agree from that. The only thing that, and I will go along with what you have said, Ed, on the last couple of broadcasts we have been on. They saw the conferences rearranged. Not going to say that we'll necessarily agree with the rearrangement of the football conferences. It's just, you've got a couple powerhouses and then a group of four, a couple powerhouses and a group of five, couple powerhouses. And so you can honestly look and say, which, Corey did. Corey said to me, this team and this team should win. This team and this team should win. Corey can honestly tell you, hey, there are 6 favorites. Now we'll see how the season plays out, but those 6 teams will probably be in the playoffs. We'll see if that happens.
Well, I think every year there's sort of that thing anyway. I mean, it's always Fullerton's been down a little bit, but it used to always be Fullerton, Mount Sac, Riverside. Those were the teams that were the 3 strongest, and then you had the other.
Yeah, you can throw in.
You have your Golden West. You have Ventura.
Right.
Sometimes College of the Canyons would get it together. That seemed to be about it.
Yeah.
Looking at the Orange Empire Conference for the men, Cypress is in first place. They've played 4 games, and they are 2-1-1. OCC, we really haven't talked much about them, but they are 1-1-1. Saddleback is 1-1-1, seeing what they can do today. Santiago Canyon also at 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 tie. Fullerton College has played more games than any of the other teams. They've played 5 so far. 1 win, 2 losses, 2 ties. Golden West, no wins, but they have a couple of ties and 1 loss. Then in, I don't know if I can count that high. I guess it's 7th place. Irvine Valley, 1-3-0, and today they won, so they got their first victory of the year. And Santa Ana, no wins for the Santa Ana men's team. As we were discussing, you roll the time machine back 10 years, and that
good
wouldn't
program.
happen.
Yeah.
It would be Santa Ana with 4 wins, no losses, and no ties probably.
Yeah, I think the thing is interesting when you look at Santa Ana. That's one of the interesting ones. The other interesting one is Fullerton. They have been the team that has been the chosen one for the last 2 years. And off the record, they were saying, this is going to be another good season. Talked to a couple of the soccer coaches and said they're not going to be really strong at one position. And so far, even tonight's game is showing that maybe this will be a down year for the Hornets in soccer.
Yeah, Santa Barbara is playing in the Western State North, and they are in 5th place with an 0-2-2 record. And then if we go up to the South Coast Conference, which they have some powerhouse teams in there, in the North, so in soccer, South Coast Conference has a North and a South, sort of like in basketball, they kind of split it up that way too. ELAC is in first place. They are undefeated. Well, I guess not theoretically, they are actually tied with Pasadena City College. Both teams 3 wins, no losses, and 2 ties. In LA City at 2-1-0. Mount Sac 1-1-1, and then Rio Hondo with 1 win, 3 losses. Then we look at Cerritos and Long Beach, and Cerritos has been good, Mark, as we've discussed before, for a number of years. For a while, they were the team that was winning the state championship every year, and the women were doing the same thing. I mean, they kind of had a monopoly on things there, or they were always in the final. So the Falcons 3-1-0, Long Beach 2-1-1. So we're going to have some good races there in the South Coast Conference, North and South.
Yeah, I think so. And I think, Albert can speak on East LA soccer. They have been good for the last year or so, so we'll see if they can continue to keep that winning way.
So most of the teams, I think we only have a couple of teams who haven't picked up a victory yet this season. LA Pierce, Santa Barbara, Citrus, that's a little bit of a surprise. The Owls with no wins in this soccer season. And that's for Southern California. That's about it. Well, College of the Desert is 0-4-2 in the Inland Empire Conference, and that conference is being led by Chaffey. Chaffey is 3-0-1, and right behind them, Norco which they made the playoffs last year. I believe they made the playoffs the year before. 4-1-1, so they've got a good squad going there. And I wonder this year where they put Cerro Cosa.
So we head back to the second half here at Saddleback College. The men trailing by 1. Saban was the one who ended up getting the goal in that first half. Talked to the official scorekeeper, so that's who scored it for Santa Barbara. I want to thank Ed Ford for letting us know where everybody was this early season in the OEC, the Western States, some of the different conferences in men's soccer, and the conversation about Saddleback football, which they go up north. It's funny to say that. They're going north to Fullerton, and they take on the Hornets. Be a big victory for either team when they come out of there.
And in the past, Mark, in Hornet football versus Saddleback, there have been some bitter games, to say the least.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they've been some, you know.
They didn't really like each other a whole lot.
No, they didn't. And one of the best Fullerton College football games will be Eli Pleasant making a grab about 4 inches off the near sideline on the old field, picking it up, taking it down the field, score a touchdown. That's the season remained undefeated, and that's when Fullerton College went on to have an attempt to win a national championship in 2013. And then Mr. Nail and myself and a young Mr. Pavlovich went up to Northern California and got to stand in the crowd at Butte College and call a game. That was sort of a fun game. Corey Nalen and I got to visit with all the parents while we were on the air. And they were adding their 37 cents of what was going on here on Sportsnet, USA.net. So the men are back out here. Fast halftime. We'll see if this second half goes as fast. Men trailing 1-0. And it's been the attack by Santa Barbara that has been consistent all night long. You know, it's that feeling of, I'm feeling good, I can't do anything wrong, and eventually they proved it as Santa Barbara is up over your Bobcats 1-0 here in this game tonight on Sportsnet, USA.net. Don't forget tomorrow, water polo at Cypress College. Albert Robles and the old guy out by the pool tomorrow. So make sure if you can't be out there at Cypress College, you watch it here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Santa Barbara moving from left to right on your soccer screen. Your Bobcats moving from Santa Barbara's right to left. Your Bobcats are moving from left to right. Unless your computer's upside down, then it could be different.
Yeah, your other left.
That's right. Well, or your left, one of the two. 5 minutes, almost 4 minutes have almost gone by. We'll see what happens out here.
One of the things you talked about, Mark, was the Vaqueros not, a little bit too much fancy footwork and not pulling the trigger on shots.
Yeah, Ed, as far as I'm concerned, Ed, they could have easily been up. If Fanos doesn't make some really nice saves, they could have been up 3-0 in that first half. Well, somebody finally gets booked for the first time on this field, and that's Cristano Alvarez from Santa Barbara. 5'11" freshman. sort of gives a slide tackle with the cleats up just a little. So we have a player down on the field, and we'll see if they send out the athletic trainers. Which it doesn't look like they will. Well, I don't know. The player's still down on the ground. I'm a little surprised. There he finally gets up. So, thought for a second, might stay down, but Contreras gets up and says, no, I'm okay. So they're going to move the wall back all the way down to about where the 5-yard line would be. So this is an opportunity for your Bobcats. We have a player running onto the field late. Up, over, wide to the right. Just a little outside.
Yeah, a little outside, a little bit too much leg on that.
Alvarez to the near side here for Santa Barbara, and then all by himself on the backside, making a move. Was Mark Salazar. I mean, nobody's even around Salazar when he had the opportunity offensively for Santa Barbara. Now Salazar playing defense. By doing so, gets the turnover from your Bobcats. Keeper throws it in for Santa Barbara. So Kyle Keeber, now one of the defensive players for Santa Barbara. Didn't see Kyle in the first half. Mark Salazar in the game. Mark was in for just a couple seconds in that first half, so now he's out here. As Santa Barbara is stretching the bench and trying to get more players involved. Trailing 1-0 as we start the second half. Women win again for the Bobcats. They stay undefeated. One of the top teams in the nation and California. That should continue throughout the year. As we're trying to get a substitution. As Contreras is going to come back on the field. Contreras runs out there. So Contreras comes back in. So Contreras back on the field, one of the better players. And coming off the field was Noah Eason. So Eason off, Contreras in for your Bobcats. And if you're the Bobcats now, what you need to do is just pick up the intensity on the field, because, guys, right about now, this could end a 1-0 game. You need to find that, if you have to, bring up your defenders. Cross midfield with them. If you get caught flat-footed and you're down, well, that's okay. Santa Barbara has decided to live on the edge, and in doing so, they've got the lead in this game. Taken there by Valdez. Valdez had an opportunity. Goes back. Reset things. Santa Barbara in white. Bobcats in their traditional colors. Your home team now. The men want to counter like the women did. To go after it. Kyle Keeber comes down. They try to cross it. They can't. Picked up. Now you need to make a run if you're the Bobcats. Not slow it down, but pick it up. Braden Collins decides he's going to hold on to it for a while. Goes over to Castaneda. Castaneda takes it back all the way to Thomas Powers. Thomas Powers says, let's restart, start from the other side of the field. And the defense from Santa Barbara as everybody walks across almost midfield. They're 5 back defensively, but their defenders will come up. A little grab by the arm. Nothing called on the side. Again, trying to make a play, can't. Santa Barbara comes away with it. Big kick there by Mark Salazar from Santa Barbara. Start everything over with Lutmeyer. Sort of quiet he has been tonight. To the backside to the goal. Headed out by Santa Barbara, and they come up. Ball gets trapped on the ground. Foul is called. And you like the trap by Castaneda. Goes down and gets it. Refuses to give up. So 4 stay back for your Bobcats. They open up the middle of the field, which is interesting because, Ed, we sort of saw that with Long Beach City. Opened up the middle of the field, the guy just took it down and scored a goal. A little punch, trying to get the header. So, goal kick. Santa Barbara, we'll see if they now go into a shell because they were much more aggressive. They were ready to get up and run every time they touched the ball and got everybody over the midfield. Now they've decided, hey, we're up 1-0. Let's keep everybody at home. And we'll see if that works for them or if it doesn't. If you were the Bobcats, now's the time to say, okay, it's time to just really force their hands and not allow them to break out and put the attack on their side. So far in the first half, it was Santa Barbara, the aggressor. On the wing, just stepping on the ball. It goes down and goes out. And he lays there for a second.
Well, if you're in a situation where you don't think you're facing a very high-scoring team, yeah, that 1-0 score can be the final score and you win the game. On the other hand, you have to be careful not to kind of go, on half power too early. We've got 30 minutes of time left here, Mark, and there'll probably be a little bit of stoppage time because we had the one injury.
So it's a goal kick. Just no opportunity to get a goal by Santa Barbara. I agree with you, Ed. I mean, I watched Santa Barbara. Yeah, they could feel like they can win this 1-0, But again, I think with this Bobcat team, it's the wrong attitude to take. I mean, if you're going to say, okay, we'll try and score when we have a clear opportunity and just win this 1-0, because there's the move. Try to get it off. Got to start.
And how many times, Mark, have we seen an inadvertent goal happen that nobody's even planning for when the goalie accidentally mishandles the ball, where he's not going to do that normally?
Yeah. Well, we saw it in the women's game tonight.
Yeah, we saw that in the women's game. We saw that in the Long Beach game.
Yeah. Cypress
and Long Beach. So you have to still keep that aggression going and get as many scores as possible.
Kicked, missed. 2, kick, upper corner, blocked. 2 shots blocked. Upper corner, you go for it. And on both of them, there was an opportunity to maybe get the ball in on a really solid kick by Chauncey of your Bobcats. See if Santa Barbara takes Ed's advice and says, okay, let's go back up again with the aggression. Put them back on their heels defensively. Step on the ball, turnover. That's what you do. Lead it out there. It's 2-on-1, and yet the offensive player goes down. They turn, trapped, go back in on the offensive end. Need to see a little dance. Tried to get in the middle. Stays on his feet. Corner again on really a sweet play by Braden Collins. Dances through traffic and gets an opportunity. So everybody comes down. They go with a short little kick, then a hook. Couldn't get it in, missed again, and this is what we saw from Santa Barbara. Opportunities go by you with a missed kick when you should have had at least a foot on it. There it is, the attack. Just a pass a little too far. Couldn't be controlled, and if you could control it, you were off and running. And your Bobcats have had chances, just like on that last one. You have an opportunity, you make a run, you can't get it in. And you look at Braden Collins that just had it go off his foot. Collins could have just settled it a little and made a solid strike. There was a chance. Up and out. Nice defense by Santa Barbara. When in doubt, take it up and out. You'll learn that in basic soccer. Goalkeepers taking care of everything tonight here on SportsNetUSA.net in this game. Everybody looking not to crash into each other. That's what they were trying to make sure. Ramos Cardenas has it go off his foot. He tries to track it back down to where he lost it. All the way across field, he's trying to track that. Here comes the turn. Make the race again. That's Collins. Braden Collins. Here to the near side. Drags it back with his heel. Looks to go back. They take it back to the middle. The attack starts. Defender there. Ball gets on foot. Goes back to Collins. Collins takes it down the corner, but nobody can make a run as Castaneda just seemed to start running out of gas. 4 or 5 substitutions. Make it 6, 7.
I think that's what Santa Barbara needs in this situation, to get that speed going, because it just appears to me that the Bobcats are a little faster afoot than Santa Barbara is. I mean, they try some of those long passes, Mark, and they can't catch up to the ball, and it ends up being a turnover for going the Bobcats' way.
So they come with Angel Ortiz is back on the field. So Angel, who was on the bench for a while, is back on the field. I think Diego Gonzalez is back there too. Yeah, they brought Diego back on the field. So Diego's back on the field. David Vela is back on the field. So these were guys that played in that first half, Ed, that are back on the field now for Santa Barbara. 3 of the 7. So like both coaching staffs, they try to get everybody to play, and then you realize, oops, deep shot. Header! Oh. I thought for a second I was going to say, oh my goodness, what a header. Perfect shot into the goal to set up the header. Just off the goal by Collins. And saying that, Diego de la Riva is going to get booked on that one. I love how guys standing over somebody who's on the ground and they go, come on, man, get up. You know? It's like, hey, excuse me. My hip hurts. Help me. Cameron Harris gets up, stretches just a little. So Harris out there. Villa is out there. Harris is a good player for Santa Barbara. Harris, big kick in the middle. Goes up to the back edge.
Time to go get your tacos. I know I'm going to get mine right now. They're closing up shop at 8 o'clock.
So it's going to be a goal kick. 24 minutes have gone by. Santa Barbara's on top. Scored that goal in the first half. And your Bobcats have not been able to answer. Cleared up. Not necessarily out. I thought for a second it was going to be cleared out. That was Chauncey trying to clear it out. Backside, little hesitation. Let it fly. Off the foot. Oh, follow was not there. Off again.
Amazing. That was a huge opportunity. It was just sitting there like a big apple. Pluck me, pluck me.
Exactly. You know, and they've missed how many of those tonight, Ed? I mean, they've had a few where the ball is, by both these teams, the ball is just sitting there. Player goes down. So we've now got like 4 players warming up. on the backside of the goal. Headed out. So it should be a corner for Santa Barbara. They've had a plethora of them here in the second half. 20 minutes to go. 25 minutes have gone by, and, well, the men are just sort of staggering right now. Backside, knocked out by Fanos. Gets the hand up. And you can hear the fans saying, go, go, run, run. And that's where you need those long passes to be in the middle. Trailer unmarked. Headshot in for Santa Barbara. Trailer was not covered. Cavani is now the new goalie in there for the Bobcats. So Cavani was in goal, and that was scored against him.
Goal in the 71st minute by Mario David Vega. An assist off a pass from Dean Wilson. His first goal this season, 2-0. Santa Barbara now in the 71st.
So Mario David Vega gets that one. Scores that in on a beautiful header. Midfielder 6'1". Got a little height out there. And now Santa Barbara is feeling it. Santa Barbara in the right place at the right time when they make a move. You look at him right now, Diego Gonzalez just makes him look good. Angel Ortiz back out there. And Ed, so interesting how you said when they brought 7 players out, you said, yeah, they're going to pick up the pace. They did exactly what you called.
Obvious push there on the part of the Vaqueros.
Foul on Diego Gonzalez.
And definitely they need to keep at it. They want to keep the Bobcats at bay and just keep at it. If you score one more goal, hey, it's all over with. Bobcats, on the other hand, hey, they need a quick goal here to get, obviously have the lead and then get that momentum going in their favor.
Yeah. Deep kick, backside, blocked out again, and once again, Santa Barbara is just beating the Bobcats to every position. De La Riva was the one involved on the last play. Pavlovich through and just doesn't go anywhere. Long run on the far side by Castaneda. He can't get there for your Bobcats. So Santa Barbara just brings it out and decides they're going to start all over again. Gets it to Angel Ortiz, who's going to start everything. Bobcats make stops in the middle of the field. So far tonight, Santa Barbara is finishing off from the middle of the field to the goal line. Zig, back step to a zag, across the middle, gets it cleared, and you can't wait, because when you do, that's what happens. You allow somebody from the other team to get up there and get the ball. If you got to backtrack and go get it, then backtrack and go get the ball. David Chavez comes in. Braden Collins goes back in. So Chavez comes in. Braden Collins comes back in. Chairman goes out for your Bobcats. We've played 31 minutes in this second half, and Santa Barbara got one in the first half and one here in the second half. Well, that's the way to do it. You had two Bobcats, both had balls in their hands for the throw-in. That'll confuse everybody. But hey, if it works and they don't blow the whistle, you're okay. Header towards the goal, picked up there by the goalkeeper. And once again, stepping up big, Eric Cruz. Goals against 2.67 when this game started. He's got a clean sheet in this game with 13 minutes to go. That's all you can hope for, is to find a little luck. Maybe that golden nugget. Pavlovich comes over, picks it up. They go back to the middle, have to veer. There's the race. 1 against 3. And now you see a lot of the offenses are down. They're waiting. They're not trying to create an opening for themselves. Find that open space in the field. Let the person know, hey, give me a lead of 3 or 4 feet. I've got a little room to roam. Santa Barbara women, they lose to the Bobcat women. Right now, Santa Barbara men, they're up over the Bobcat men 2-0 with basically 11 minutes to go here in this second half. Corner again from Santa Barbara. You know what? The corner's become a smorgasbord for them.
And offensively, Mark, Santa Barbara really loves that right side of the field, to bring it up on their right side of the field to set up their plays. Not that they never come down the left side, but not very often.
No. Short little kick from the corner. Off a defender from the Bobcats. Bobcats once again drop it off in a place, getting cut off by a defender. So the long lead passes are not opening up for your Bobcat players tonight. They're just being outrun to the ball by Santa Barbara. Harris takes it. Goes back to his goalie. Back to Harris. Harris decides to go up the other direction. He does. Back kick all over here to Gonzalez. Diego Gonzalez looks to put it in a spot. He does. player could have been taken down, steps over the slide tackle, but it'll stay with Santa Barbara. Cameron Harris is going to throw it in. Harris tries to go deep to Diego Gonzalez. They try to go back to Harris. Gonna get a foul right there. A little too much pushing by the Bobcats, and that was Chauncey who got caught just shoving a little too hard to get to the cookie jar.
Yeah, the ref was allowing it to a certain point, but then, like you said, it got a little bit too much.
9:25 left in the game, down by 2. Hook to the backside. So again, what we're going to get, flag up.
That one needed to be a little bit more in the center. They're going a little bit too far outside on that.
Long kick. Defense back for Santa Barbara. And once again, they're in the right place at the right time this entire night. Looks like we're going to get another substitution. As Lutmeyer comes back in the game. He's had a quiet night being out there. And of course, out of the game for him is going to be Ramos Cardenas. Look at now. Too far hooked at that time. So you try to get it going. You try to work it right. Braden Collins drops it off. You look to take it across the middle. Can't find anybody there. And then when you hook it just a little too far.
Another substitution for the Vaqueros.
They keep bringing them in, don't they?
Yep.
Serving Garcia now in the game for Santa Barbara.
And one of the Bobcats just blew by him when there was a pass to him.
So we get a whistle on the far side. A little grabbing, a little holding, a little clutching along the way. We've almost played 40 minutes in this second half, and the Bobcats now should feel desperation. Down by 2. Header in, blocked. Oh, save in on a follow finally, and almost knocked Ed's computer off the table. They missed the header. They missed the follow-up, and then it laid there, and they got on the board.
Go off the rebound, 19, Pedro Castillo.
So Pedro Castillo knocks that one in. It's 2-1, Santa Barbara. So Ed Castillo did what everybody else hasn't been able to do tonight, just not watch a ball sit there and then whiff on it.
certainly what the Bobcats needed, a well-executed play and not some fluke goal. Now if they get the fluke goal,
They'll take it.
they'll take it, and it ties everything up.
So again, you've got to beat Santa Barbara to the ball, and they didn't do that. But here you go. As the ball goes through your feet to make a turn.
And now Mark, Santa Barbara has to start not hanging back. They got to get aggressive, keep the ball in the attacking half of the field. Because if you keep it there, the other team's not going to score.
So all of a sudden the crowd feels like, oh, we've got a shot with 4:22 to go in this half. Ball drops down. Can they find it? It's bouncing around in front of the goal. Who's going to get it? Bobcats try to. They're going to race for it. They come away with it in the corner. 2 against 1. Bobcats wanted to get kicked out. It should be a throw-in. It is for the Bobcats. Why wait? Get it back in. You don't want to sit back on your heels. Make that drive. They're not going to pick you up. Carry it, carry it, carry it, carry it. Play on. 3-on-2 attack. Ball gets hit. Goalie gets taken out. It's sitting on the ground waiting to go in the net. And this is where you want to say now, make the shot. Santa Barbara could have sealed the deal and did not.
Absolutely, Mark. They let that, they had that 3-on-2 break, and they slowed it down a little bit too much too. They need to really just go after it. And then, as you said, then you got the balls it's on the
sitting
ground. There. The goalie's down. They don't capitalize.
So it's a throw in for the Bobcats. Braden Collins is going to throw it in. Everybody goes to the box for Santa Barbara. They're going to match up to anybody they see. Braden loops it, looking for the ball on the ground. Need a header, need a kick. It's in! It's tied on an incredible score by Contreras, I believe.
And it goes in. Daniel Contreras with the scissor kick.
So Contreras ties this up with 1:27 on the clock and maybe some stoppage time. Santa Barbara, Ed Ford, I know they're not going to like us up there in the Santa Barbara region, but they changed their entire tactic in this second half.
Yeah, especially with after scoring that goal, then they got less aggressive in, the big play where they had the 3-on-2.
And like you said, the gift was sitting right in front of the goal, and you happen to have a Bobcat, the only one there, and he cleared it. Well, the men are dancing with sparkly shoes right now. They have happy feet. Let's see if they can continue the attack. Got about 40 seconds to go. We'll see how much stoppage time there is. Oh, I think the referee signaled over at the bench. I thought I heard somebody say 4. I'm guessing here. Could have been somebody ordering hot dogs. I'll take 4. Do the Bobcats have enough to do what the women did? Can they find that little magical moment to get out there? Going down quickly, Diego Gonzalez. Gonzalez going far side. He'll continue to keep the ball. We're in stoppage time, tied at 2.
And Mark, the Vaqueros may have missed out on their chance to get their first win of the year.
Yep, exactly. Backside, go up. Goalie comes up. He's got to get it out quickly. Room's down there. Now the attack. 4 offensive players, 3 defenders back. Take it up the right side. A little dancing going on over there by Vega. Vega had a goal in this game. Up on top, it's going to go out. Goal kick for the Bobcats. I thought I heard somebody yell 4, so I'm going to say that we've got 4 minutes of stoppage time. Deep kick. Got to follow it up if you're a Bobcat. Go down. Follow the middle. Take it out. Fight for it and clear it. It's going to be against the Bobcats. Vega with a big leg. Gonzalez trying to make a move. Over the middle. Goalie comes up again. Get rid of it quick. Go to your left. I know everybody'd be happy with a tie right now if you're Bobcats, but what a victory this would be if you could get the victory. Deep cell. Ball is up. Who fights for it and gets it? Comes down. Who's got it in the middle? Foot to foot. Go out again. Break again. Gonzalez is going to go out there, run it up on the left-hand side for Santa Barbara. Gets it over to Vega. Cross over the middle, shot, blocked, goal, Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara heard Mr. Ford and said, hey, come on in there, kick, goal. And Ed, I think they heard you saying, you know what, they might have lost their first victory.
Scoring in extra time, Irving Garcia.
So Garcia, number 9, the center forward, gets that one in there. Irving Garcia could have just sealed the deal.
Of course, we don't know how much stoppage time there really is. And if you're Santa Barbara, hey, up and out, up and out, up and out as many times as you can.
Exactly. So Irving Garcia on the play. Turn across the middle. Ball was down. Did they call a penalty kick?
I'm not sure what they called. But that certainly could have turned into a score, but I'm not sure what's going on.
Yep, they did. Because you can tell by everybody walking out of the box. If this is made, I think the whistle gets blown. Oh, block. What a save on a penalty kick. Tries to go lower right-hand corner, left-hand corner, and he's there to save it.
And still the question is, how much stoppage time is there?
There it is. That's going to be the
That
game.
was it, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So Santa Barbara comes up big. Irving Garcia, the goal of the season for his team. And they end up getting that game-winning goal. Well, Ed, the women win. They stay undefeated. The men lose, but in a tough way that all of a sudden they woke up really too late. They should have got the sleep out of their eyes earlier, and they just didn't do it.
Yeah, and it could have ended up with a 2-2 tie, but then
Yeah. Garcia comes up big.
the Vaqueros kind of came back and said, hey, we really want that first win of the year. We better get it now before we don't get another chance. And they had a lot of chances, Mark. They just left the fruit on the ground. They didn't pick it up.
Yeah, exactly. But they eventually got that little cherry that they needed to put on top of their drink. Well, so the Vaqueros split with Saddleback. Women win. Men win for Saddleback. I mean, men lose for Saddleback. Men win for basically Santa Barbara. So they split between the two. So for Ed Ford, Albert Robles, and for everybody here at Saddleback College, we want to say it's been a great night of soccer here on Sportsnet, USA.net.